What are some of the finest PC simulation games? We have everything you need here, from all-time greats that are still worth playing to sims with thriving modding communities that keep them alive, to facsimiles of a facet of reality so obscure that you can scarcely fathom their existence. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel before going to the video. 1. World of Warships. This free-to-play multiplayer naval battler immerses players in the tides of World War II, allowing them to command ships in sea battles and defeat opponents on a number of maps. World of Warships receives regular updates that add to the already massive fleet of cruisers, destroyers, battleships, and aircraft carriers that players can command on the seas, each with its own unique characteristics. World of Warships now allows you to play as your own submarine, complete with upgrades and specialized combat roles, making it one of the best submarine games available. 2. War Thunder. The steel creatures in this tank game move at such a glacial pace that you're constantly on high alert, scouring the scrubland for foes. If War Thunder's planes offer the opportunity for a brief joyride and a little of sightseeing, ground warfare delivers the polar opposite. In this free Steam game, the player who fires first almost always wins. The United States, Russia, the United Kingdom, Germany, and Japan all fight here, each with their own mechanical advantages, disadvantages, and upgrade pathways. This simulation game might not be for you if you dislike grinding. However, if you're looking for a World War II sim with a large community that you can start playing without spending any money. Your requirements are quite explicit, and War Thunder is your sim. 3. Railway Empire. Railway Empire is a railway simulator with a twist. It's a historical simulation set in the early days of train travel across the United States during the turbulent Wild West era. You have the entire continent of North America to work with, as well as the objective of guiding your organization into the 21st century. Railway Empire is more than simply a railway simulator, it also simulates administration, making it a spiritual heir to the famous Railroad Tycoon series. You can ride and operate any of the game's hundreds of carefully recreated trains from that era. The true fun comes from operating the company, which includes everything from laying lines and erecting stations to managing the personnel and discovering new technologies. Railway Empire is a realistic management game, so don't expect to just drop these things down theme park style. You'll need to take into account switches, topography, water, and a slew of other considerations if you want to succeed. There's a lot of information to take in at first, as with any simulation game, but once you get rolling, it's a lot of fun. 4. Farming Simulator 19. Look no further than Farming Simulator 19 when it comes to farming simulator games. To be honest, the name gives it away. Please pardon our sarcasm, but believe us when we tell that Giant Software's latest agricultural expedition is for you if you're searching for the closest one-to-one reproduction of genuinely living off the land. And, as our Farming Simulator 19 diary eloquently demonstrates, we're professionals. Given that you'll most likely be spending a lot of time caring to your crops and cattle, Farming Simulator's graphical update is welcome. However, this does nothing to alleviate the stench of manure. Farming Simulator is the kind of management game that teaches you new abilities as you travel away from the big city, with more vehicles and detail than ever before. Or simply allows you to create spooky crop circles. 5. Microsoft Flight Simulator. The hot air from the engines flowing over the wing as you begin your charge down the runway, and the streaks of rain across your windshield as you plummet through the clouds, are all recreated to perfection in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Every inch of our planet Earth is mapped out in MFS, ready for you to soar overhead, demonstrating this incredible attention to detail. The actual flying is also thoroughly reproduced, with comprehensive aerodynamic models, fully detailed cockpits and equipment, and real-time weather conditions, so you can feel the exact wind speed and direction outside your window as you smash into your own house right now. 6. F1 2020. If you're a fan of Formula One games, you're probably already familiar with Codemasters' official F1 series and the studio's annual submissions. The apex of Formula One simulation racers comes as near to the real thing as you can get without actually being there, and the most recent installment is the greatest yet. The F1 handling model is the greatest in the business, and this is the best iteration yet, properly and perfectly expressing the sensation of driving one of these insanely fast machines. Whether you're herring around the Côte d'Azur in modern or ancient automobiles, small changes in traction, feeling the back wiggle out in the rain, and that telltale bobble as you achieve full speed, it's all there. You must not only manage your vehicles, but also communicate with the pit crew and earn their trust, which leads to improved morale and more effective car service on the track. 7. Assetto Corsa Competizione. While games like Project Cars and Grid Autosport may provide a more cohesive driving experience, with career progression and other such features, Assetto Corsa Competizione is the best at recreating the sensation of driving a fast car. It's breathtaking in its simplicity, giving an all-encompassing sense of realism and immersion thanks to superb sound design and a physics model that justifies the £300 you paid on a force feedback wheel while your kids went hungry. With enhanced aerodynamics and tire modeling, as well as multi-channel audio recording of real GT cars, it's even more shockingly accurate than its predecessor, Assetto Corsa. Each circuit is a laser-scanned replica of its real-life counterpart, allowing you to get as near to your goal of driving around the Nürburgring as possible without risking losing control on the carousel. 8. Euro Truck Simulator 2. People play flight simulators because it's tremendously difficult and financially expensive to become a pilot, yet comparatively easy to acquire a job driving truckers, according to a common argument about Euro Truck Sim. What is the counter-argument? You don't have to get a job driving trucks because Euro Truck Simulator 2 exists. Euro Truck Simulator 2 offers a plethora of mods made by the community's loving hands, much like any other sim worth its salt. The default game has thousands of kilometers of land and a large number of vehicles, but there are several more trucks, maps, liveries, and sound packs available. 9. Dirt Rally. Dirt Rally presently has 136,000 players and a 92% Steam user score, thanks in part to a renewed focus on actual driving and a move away from console-style presentation. It, like F1 2015, boasts an all-new handling model that feels infinitely more detailed and substantial than prior Dirt games' quasi-arcade physics, and it makes the most of a good force feedback wheel. The UK studio has always excelled at bringing the razor-thin balancing act of rally driving to sim racing. After all, it was they who created Colin McRae Rally in 1998, but not until now have they been able to strip away all the interactive motorhome menus and Californian voiceovers to simply deliver the best all-terrain driving model since Richard Burns Rally. 10. Arma 3. Arma 3 is unworried about you. It doesn't seem to mind if you're having a good time. Arma 3 is solely concerned with one thing, realism. So much so that it was even mistakenly substituted for real war footage. It's the kind of shooter where you spend more time looking at your map and compass than down the iron sights of your TRG assault rifle, and gunfights take place with hundreds of meters separating combatants, as we discovered in our Arma 2 launch impressions. In other words, it's the thinking person sniper game. The first thing you do when you see a tank is grab out your radio, not an RPG launcher. Every key on your keyboard serves a distinct purpose. It's really terrifying. Arma 3's intense appeal pervades from your first fearful steps through its vast theaters of battle, when you glimpse the chopper in the skies above you and realize someone is operating it. There's a reason why so many of the game's Steam reviews come from people who have spent thousands of hours playing it. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.